Well, it sure is a pleasure to be back at the Academy. Bo Dixon, you brought us here, and Jack Mack, you're right. You know, he had the other motto. It was in quest of the best.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter what we did, we could be the best. And so as coaches and players, that was a great example. But I do remember in the state finals, Larry, you'll remember this, Thursday night practice, and Coach Burney wanted to get a few more plays in. And we were going across the field, and Bo Dixon came out and goes, guys, it's 5:45. These guys got studies, you got to get off the field. We go, but the state finals, you know, we got it tomorrow. He goes, it's 5:45, you got to get off the field. So we did, we got off the field. But that was a great example to all of us. And I'll say this, and it's great to see my colleagues, my former teachers that I taught with, and we've said it 100 times, the finest collection of people at any one time, ever, that I've associated with. Players, coaches, faculty, families. Awesome. So I'll get going. Pretty great relationship with Ryan Huyghe, and that spanned a lot of different areas. First of all, in '85, '86, when we were coaching, we kept hearing about this kid in middle school. Wait till this kid, Ryan Huyghe, gets up here. He's just an unbelievable leader. Wait till he gets up till we get to coaching. As a freshman, he comes and he's one of my advisees. So I was Ryan's advisor for 4 years. That took a lot of work. It took an awful lot of work. Another unique perspective, I taught him. I was his head coach in one sport and his assistant coach in the other sport. We didn't coach basketball. Well, you coached him maybe in basketball in middle school. But it's kind of fun when you're the head coach because you're the hammer. And then when you're the assistant, you get to have fun, you know. As his position coach in football, as a quarterback and as a receiver, we had a blast playing football. After the academy, he came to work for me at Muirfield Village, and we really taught him what not to do to be successful in life there, where he worked in the villas and learned how to get tips and so forth. Played softball together for a couple years until I couldn't play anymore. So I've known Ryan on many, many different levels. And what a great person this young man is. And I'm sorry, Ryan, you've got the 9th, and 10th members of a family that grew up in the South End present you. Not the president, I'm sorry. Just didn't quite get it, but I was in the Rotary once. I did stay at a Holiday Inn I'll just tell a couple stories about Ryan Huyghe. And it's great to see Yarby and some of his teammates here as well. I haven't seen a lot of these guys for 15, 20 years. Ryan was playing freshman football, and I was a freshman coach, and we had 16 players maybe on the team. Just stop there a second. Our first year playing in Jack Mack will know, we played an entire year here at Columbus Academy, JV football with 11 players. We brought a freshman up. He wasn't allowed to play unless somebody got hurt. Not one player got hurt. We played the entire season, went undefeated. Had to throw the ball at the end of games to stop from running up the score. But anyhow, that's the Academy way. Ryan was a freshman quarterback for us. We're playing DeSales. DeSales had a guy named Luke Fickle playing tight end and defensive end. Luke Fickle won the state heavyweight wrestling title in 4 years. He was a monster. And we're playing him, we're down 13-7. And as a freshman football team, you always practice with the varsity. And so the kids got the same reps as any other player did, but they'd never practiced together as a team. And we might go 5 minutes at the end of practice and run 5 or 6 or 7 plays, and that was freshman football. And so you'd show up on Thursday night, and you had no idea what you're going to get. So it's about 1:30 left in the game. We got no timeouts. And we're going to run a 2-minute drill in freshman football from our own 25, 30-yard line. Now this is a classic because Jack Mack will remember this. We had 51, 59, choice and switch, and those were the plays you ran in order. And so here he is barking this out on a freshman football field, and we go down the field and we score with 6 seconds left. And we go to kick the extra point, and Joel Froelich was about this tall, and he kicked the extra point. Now you got to remember there's about 3 referees in a freshman game, and here's the crossbar. He stood behind the crossbar, and the ball took the paint off the bar, and he caught it. The referee caught the ball. So that's how barely got over, but we beat DeSales 14-13. So that's the kind of the story of the magic of what this guy could do and how his teammates would follow. An unbelievable leader. You know, you read all the accolades, all-league, captain of all of his teams, MVP of all of his teams. Just an incredible experience. Then probably the other funny thing for me, and you know, we sat the other night, we had dinner together, and we sat for 4 hours, and it flew. Just talking, telling stories, and talking about Yarby throwing in the gym and sitting on the bucket and he couldn't throw. Here's a guy with an All-Ohio pitcher who couldn't pitch in the gym. And Ryan and I had to catch him. Ryan was a catcher, and he'd say, "Coach, I can't catch him. You got to catch him." And we laughed about that a lot. But as a sophomore, we had 1 senior pitcher. We had 6 sophomore pitchers. And we're playing a pretty competitive league. And these sophomores would go out there and they'd throw, and Ryan was out in pitches against Johnstown. He had an infinite ERA. He didn't get an out. I don't know, what was it, 8 runs, 9 runs? 7. 7. Didn't he know? And we'd move it, infielder over 2 feet this way and he'd hit it over there. And we'd move him over here and he'd hit it over here. Could not get an out. Only time he ever pitched. We did come back and win the game. It was coaching. But Ryan was a sophomore, and we had to play the #1 seed, Fairfield Union, at Fairfield Union. And, you know, Ryan, you were about 140 pounds then, maybe. Little scrawny little catcher. And all you could see was just arms and legs behind that thing. Well, the wind is blowing out. And before the game, the other team, because we had weather a couple days, we were playing like back-to-back games, so they couldn't throw their ace, and we were throwing one of our sophomores, and Chris Yarborough was pitching. And the wind was so strong, it blew the batting cage completely across the field and flipped it over the home run fence. And so the other coach comes over and he says, "Hey, Wolfie, what do you think? Let's play this game another day." And I go, "Nope, not unless you don't throw your ace at us. You know, there's no way. We're going to play this game." So Ryan, as our catchers, we taught him how to call the game, and they called the game. And he was a student of the game. Of every game he played, he knew the situation, what was to be done, what play needed to be made, and you never had to coach him during a game. He knew what to do. So we told our pitchers they weren't allowed to throw any fastballs. Because any ball hit was going out of the park. There was no way you were keeping it in. So all they did is throw off-speed, sinkers, sliders, anything that moved and was going down to try and get them to beat it in the ground. And the happiest thing I can remember, we were sitting on the bench and it was getting dark and we got the 3rd strike, and all you saw, it looked like just shin guards and stuff coming out of his crouch, catching that 3rd strike and running out and grabbing Stevie Golden, I think, who was on the mound at the time. And just the sheer euphoria of that team. And those kids stayed together. And not only in baseball, but also in football and in basketball. He epitomized being what a team leader is. And how else do you do that? You do it in the classroom. There wasn't a kid in this school that was respected more by his coaches and his faculty. He was the head boy. So, I did it. Let's go.
I'm Larry Wolf, and like Jack Mack, when you get old, it's not that I can't see or can't remember, but I'm really old, Jack, so I have to write things down. And I got like 85 fonts so I can see it. Like Jack, I've been around for a long, long time. This spring will mark my 80th season of coaching, either football, basketball, or baseball, which really means a couple things. One, I'm really, really old, and two, I'm too stupid to get out of it. I don't tell you this so that you think more of me, but I want to put in context what I'm going to tell you about Ryan Huyghe. In my 80 seasons, I'm coming up to a little bit over 3,500 kids that I've coached. Ryan is one of my favorite kids of all 3,500. He wasn't the best, he's not all that stuff. There are other reasons. And I've got about 3 or 4 short little vignettes to tell you about Ryan. When he came here as a 6th grader, he was the new kid. And it's hard to be a new kid at Columbus Academy. Really hard to be a new kid if people don't know who you are. And in those days, I was coaching football, basketball, and baseball, but I was also teaching physical education and history. And I didn't teach 6th graders in history, but I did teach 6th graders in phys ed. And I joined Terry McConnell and Ronnie Meach out on the phys ed fields, and saw this spindly-legged little 85-pound kid just running around like crazy. I mean, just a little nothing. Well, the funny thing about it is his teams kept winning. And it wasn't an accident. They wanted to be on his team. In middle school, you played team sports. That's what middle school phys ed was, team sports. And his team, whether it was basketball or ultimate frisbee, they won. And people wanted to be on his team. He wasn't an ogre, he wasn't a big kid, he wasn't a bully, he just played harder than everybody else played, period. He ran around like his hair was on fire. Maybe it was. But the thing about Hughes is we found out then that he was a born leader, a born competitor, and a born winner. Now those are the kinds of things that will carry you well into life. And I don't want to underestimate the winning part, because it's about winning in relationships, it's about making your family better, it's about winning in everything you try to do, being the best you can be. This kid knew how to do that in 6th grade. I don't know where he got it, I think I do. And Mary Ann, I have a story about you later, but that's a little something different. But he played so hard, it was hard not to notice him. I'll fast forward to 9th grade. This is one of my favorite baseball stories. We talked about it the other night, and I almost had tears in my eyes when I talked about it. The basketball team had gotten defeated in the regional finals or semifinals on the last second shot, and we didn't expect our basketball kids to show up for baseball practice. We had baseball practice on Saturday mornings at 6:30. I think G. Wolf did that so that the kids would go out on Friday night. I really did. We didn't expect our basketball kids to be there, and our best pitcher on the team was a kid named Don Leschnock. Most of you know who that is, and Donnie shows up to pitch. I said, Don, go home, man. Just take the week off. Just take some time and get your legs on it. No, Coach, I'll be all right. I'll be fine. I'm going to pitch. Fine. Well, you got a 30-pitch workout. They're all fastballs, and please, don't throw hard. Just get it up there. Well, he threw about 90, 91 miles an hour. So in the gym, 80 looks like 95 because the lighting's not natural or whatever. So Huyghe wants to catch it. Now, get out of there, Ryan. You're a freshman. Get out of there. No, I want to catch it. Now, get out. I want to catch it. Fine, let him catch it. So Don, just get it in there. So we're sitting there, we're charting pitches, and he throws about 80. He catches it, kind of lobs it back. And you can hear him make a comment like, "Is that all he's got?" And he says it just loud enough that Leschnock can hear it. And you know, he acts like he's not saying it loud enough, but he really is. Boom! A little harder. Man, I thought this guy could throw. Boom! Well, Donnie gets done with his 15 pitches, and he's human. He's so competitive. You have to know Donnie to know, but he's fuming. So now this little skinny kid, freshman, Spencer Murray, gets up there. Spencer can't weigh 85 pounds, and he throws the ball about 52 miles an hour. I mean, I don't know why he's pitching, but he said he wanted to pitch. So he comes set, and he throws his first pitch in there, and Huyghe catches it, flies back against the wall. Oh my, now that's a pitcher. The next thing I see is 6'5" John Leschnock chasing. Keystone Cops, because they're running around the gym. Everybody's like, what the hell is going on? And I'm laughing because he got under Donnie's skin on day one as a freshman. But the point is, you have to call it moxie, call it whatever you want to call it. But those are the kind of kids you have to have behind the plate catching for your team. Those are the kind of kids that make the best point guards. Those are the kind of kids you have to have a quarterback. So his sophomore year, I tell you, Max, I had tears in my eyes when we walked by the entrance down there, because that's the way we went on the field every Friday night. Out of the Barton room, down those steps, and out those doors. And I walked by those doors, I haven't been by those doors since 1995. And I got a little choked up there. Holy, you know, we get old with this curiosity. But I did. I said, God, you know, I haven't been here since, oh, man. All right. We play West Jefferson. They're number 1 in the state. They've got the state running back of the year, Ronnie Mast. They are undefeated, and we are 3-3. We thought we weren't very good, but we had played 3 pretty good teams, I think. And anyhow, we hit on a 97-yard pass play with about 6 minutes to go in the game to take the lead, and we're up by 8 points. This is ridiculous. How are we beating this team? I have no idea. Certainly not coaching, I can assure you of that. So, we stopped them on about the 25-yard line with 3 minutes to go. Now we have to drive it out of here. We've got to get it out. We get it up to midfield. We got 4th and 1. I said, no, we're going for it. There's less than a minute to go. If we get the first down, we win. If we punt it, they're going to score. I just know they are. So we run a play, make the first down, and they call us for a penalty. Illegal formation, which we found out it wasn't illegal, but it's okay. Now we have to punt. Guess who our punter is? Sophomore punter. Sophomore long snapper. Well, you know what's going to happen. Over his head, the ball's inside of the 20, and like a good head coach, I'm screaming, take the safety, take the safety, take it. No. He's too competitive to just run out with that. He picks it up, misses. One guy misses, I'm thinking, oh, God, I'm going to kill him. Now he runs down the left side of the field. He's a right-footed kicker. What is he doing? He gets to about our 35, punts it left-footed. The ball goes about 35 yards down the field, and this big, one-eyed, two-fanged, hair growing out of his neck, West Jeff kid just cleans his clock. Out comes the flag, and he's laying on the field. Not today, he had to probably go to the dark room for a concussion from the other day. He didn't have that stuff. I remember picking him up in my arms on the field, and I said, Huyghe, you beautiful SOB. I love you, man. I love you too, Coach. We won that game, by the way, and I don't think West Jeff has ever forgiven us. Did I mention he knows how to win? His junior year, he was first team all-district as a quarterback. And at the end of the year, I meet with all our kids, and I said, Hughes, next year you're going to be a wide receiver. And he looks at me like I'm nuts. Of course I'm nuts. He's first team all-district. I said, you're going to be a wide receiver because we got a better quarterback than you and Mike Hokenall coming up next year. He's going to be, no, Coach. I'm going to be the quarterback. No, you're going to be the wide receiver, and you're going to be first team all-Ohio. Trust me on that. He's going to throw you the ball about 8,000 times. Oh, Coach, I'm going to be the quarterback. So next fall comes, next summer we go out to practice, and he lines up to be a quarterback, and I'm thinking, oh, this could be a problem. Oh, no, it's not a problem. He's going to make Mike Hokenall better than Hokenall thought he could be. Because he's going to take the job from Hook. He doesn't just give it. Oh, no, yeah, that would be too easy. That's not Ryan Huyghe. He's going to play quarterback, and he's going to make Hokenall be better than he thinks he can be. And in the end, I won. I said, we're going to keep Hokenall the quarterback, and you're going to be wide receiver, and you're going to be first team All-Ohio. And by the way, you were first team All-Ohio, weren't you? And now, Marianne, it's time for you. Ryan Huyghe had some decisions to make his senior year, and the decisions really came down to a whole bunch of Division III schools, a 1AA in Dayton, and a 1AA in, well, a 1A in Princeton. And, of course, this is Columbus Academy. Our kids go to Princeton here. Ryan didn't want to go to Princeton, not because he didn't like Princeton. He doesn't like Princeton, no, seriously. But he knew the sacrifice his family had already made to send him here. And he says, Coach, will you come over for dinner tonight because I'm going to tell my mom I'm going to Dayton. I said, okay, Hughes. Well, I'm not getting any notice. He said, no, just come to dinner. So I knock on the door. Marianne opens the door, and she goes, Coach Wolf, what are you doing here? I said, Ryan said you couldn't cook, and I was pretty sure you could. She goes, well, just having spaghetti. I said, Ryan, hell, I can cook spaghetti. Come on, man. She goes, you're not here for that, are you? I said, yeah, I am, actually. I'm trying to lie. She goes, Ryan, get down here. Get over here, whatever it was. What's this about? And he said, Mom made my decisions. I'm going to go to Dayton. And Marianne nearly killed him. I think he nearly killed him. She had tears in her eyes, I had tears in my eyes, he had tears in his eyes. He did it for his family. You know what? Dayton was a better place because he went there. The Columbus Academy was a better place because Ryan Huyghe went there. We need people like Marty and Ryan in this place. They're the people that make this place special. The brick and mortar, tear it down. It's the people that make the difference. And it may not mean that much to you, but this means a lot to me, Ryan, to be here to honor you. And I know it means a lot to Greg as well. He's one of my all-time greatest kids that I've ever coached. There were better athletes, bigger, stronger, faster. There are no finer young men than Ryan Huyghe. And I love you, and I'll love you till the day you die, or I die, whichever comes first.
I'd love to be able to tell you the Wi-Fi is down at the Vatican, but we settled for the Wolves. Congrats, Marty. I know you're as honored as I am to join such a special group. Coach Larry Wolf and Greg Wolf, I can sit up here and tell story after story about the influence they had on me at such a critical time in my life. And so I know time and space that doesn't allow us to connect as much as we should or used to, but your teachings, your passion, your competitive spirit are with me every day. I want you to know that. Thank you to my teammates, classmates, coaches, friends and family that have joined me here tonight, but all the way throughout from my playing days till now. You all made me a better person, a better athlete. Thank you so much for it. Special thanks does go to my mom, Mary Ann. You know, I always thought if I could just be have half of the drive and determination, and hustle, and work ethic, I'd do great things. So thank you. Thank you to my wife, Letty. I used to chase her around. Johanna back when, rarely caught her. But she is proof positive that I have epically overachieved in least one day. And finally, thank you to the Columbus Academy. This is a great place. The Alumni Association, the opportunities that this place had given me were incredible. And I remember recently reading the alumni newsletter, and it said in there that Marty and I were being recognized tonight for our contributions to the athletic department. And I was taken back a little bit because I thought about the gap between my contributions to the Columbus Academy and contributions that Columbus Academy gave to me. And so as I was thinking about my remarks tonight, I thought, man, how can I convey some of that to you? And although there are many, there are hundreds, 4 of them stood out above all others. And so the first was the Columbus Academy gave to me focus. Like Coach said, I came here in 6th grade with energy, a lot of energy, and a lot of financial aid. And that was about it. So I remember trying to navigate through middle school, and it was probably in my freshman year. It was Terry McConnell. It was one statement. I can't remember the context of the conversation, but he said, "Huyghe, you should focus on the important thing." And he made me think. And so from that point forward, I did. I started focusing on what was important. I may have been confused as what was urgent or right in front of me, and I started to focus on what was important. So that's probably become one of my greatest strengths today. Secondly, was leadership. It gave me a platform to lead. I was elected as captain my junior year on the varsity basketball team, and then my senior year the football, basketball, and baseball team. And I was thrust into a leadership role, whether I wanted to or not. And I had to figure out how in 3 unique sports I could bring teammates together, and a diverse group it was, and somehow motivate them and lead them and listen, and we did. We had some great teams and some great experiences. So. Thirdly, the Columbus Academy allowed me to showcase what Coach was alluding to, and that was the fact that no matter what I did, whether it was academics or athletics, I played to win. And I remember back then, really there were only 2 alternatives. You could play not to lose, or you could simply choose to play. And both of those didn't have as great as appeal as playing to win in everything that I did. So I knew that in order to be successful, you had to have a winning strategy. And all my teammates and everybody helped me to define my goals, how to win, where to play, and they helped me create the roadmap for success. And my support system here at the Academy allowed me to be successful. And then finally, and most important to me, are the memories. I can't take those away. I talk to my son Sam and daughter Annabelle all the time about life is about making memories. And so my time here created so many different memories, from training room conversations with Coach Stahl, G-rated judges, to pregame speeches, but I remember Coach Wolf telling me this may not be the best thing you ever do, but it'll be the best thing you ever do together. And he was right. It was. And I remember that I see my teammate Jim Merkel out in the crowd. We still, when we get together, laugh about a 7th grade inbounds play. It's unbelievable. It's not the wins and losses, it's a 7th grade inbounds play where the opponent ran around in a circle. They called it circus, and we chased him around in a circle. And the guy broke out and made a layup. And so anyhow, it's those types of memories that are so special. So I can tell you, I'm excited to go watch the team play tonight. I know they will play with focus and they'll play to win. And I know that, and at least I hope, that they understand that they'll be leaders both now and in the future. And it's my wish that they too can have the lasting memories that I have of this place. So I'm truly honored to be inducted into the Academy Hall of Fame. So thank you, and go Bucks.